Сегодня, в последний день,
today, on the last day of the century, I'm resigning.
No one had seen this coming. Boris Yeltsin stepping down, the former KGB spy Vladimir Putin his chosen successor. Confirmed by the public 3 months later. 2 decades on, President Putin hasn't changed much, but Russia is transformed. The queues and food shortages, the trauma of the 1990s, a distant memory. Chechen terrorism, the horrors of the Beslan hostage crisis and the theatre siege in Moscow, which President Putin called the worst moments of his presidency, dealt with by the time his first 2 terms were up. Then came the job swap with Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev, though no one really doubted who was calling the shots. And a new wave of foreign adventurism on his return to the presidency. The little green men in Crimea, symbol of a revanchist Russia. Russia's bloody intervention in Syria, cementing the Kremlin's foothold in the Middle East. The question for this new decade is what happens next. Putin is constitutionally required to step down in 2024. Options in the rumour mill are a union of Belarus and Russia with Putin at the helm, or another caretaker stint for the man in the middle, Dmitry Medvedev. True to form, the president himself is keeping it vague.
Your humble servant served 2 terms, then quit this position and had the constitutional right to come back to the presidency. Because it was not 2 consecutive terms. It embarrasses some of our political scientists, social activists. It might be cancelled.
This uncertainty has its advantages. You can play groups of interest against each other, you can hold them in this situation of uncertainty, of unknownness, but it cannot go on for too long because it provokes infighting within the elite.
That's if bare-chested machismo can't keep the elites at bay. Hugely popular still, Vladimir Putin has inspired a fitter, less vodka-fueled nation. His carefully curated strongman status, a message to all those watching that when the time comes, he won't give up power easily. Diana Magne, Sky News, Moscow.